Hello everyone. Let us now discuss LeetCode question number 2429, minimize XOR. So, in the question we are given with num1 and num2. These are the positive integer. Now, we need to find the positive integer x. So, our aim is to find the positive integer x such that it has the number of set bits equal to num2. So the number of set bits in X. So what is a set bit? Set bit are the number of bits which are 1. So has the same number of set bits as num2 and the value X XOR num1 is minimal. Note that XOR is bitwise XOR operation. Return the integer X. The test cases are generated such that X is uniquely determined. Number of set bits of an integer is the number of ones in its binary representation. That's it. Now, so let us dive into the explanation. The first thing am doing is taking another example. So num1 is 25 and num2 is 5. Now, first thing, I'll erase it. So, the binary representation of 25 is 11001. If I write it in such a way, 1 minute, if I write it in such a way, like here it is 1, it is 2, and it is 4, 8, and 16. For 25, 16 plus 8 plus 1 will give us 25, right? And 5, 4. For 4, for 5, 4 plus 1 will give you 5. Now, the first thing which we need to consider is finding x, and x has same number of bits as 5. But wait, and here we need to XOR, we need to do the XOR operation such that it is minimal. The XOR value will be minimal when I XOR x with 25. So x is having the same number of set bits as num2 and x will be XORed with 25. Now, wait a second. How can I XOR with this 25? Do I have something like let me say example like 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 and 0 and so on? Not like this, because here the number of bits here are 2 4 6, but here the number of bits are 5. So the thing is we need only 5 bits in our x. Now we need only 5 bits. 1 2 3 4 5, but I need to have only set bits of 2. So I will place a 1 here, I'll place a 1 here, and remaining are zeros. So wait a second. I can place a 1 here, I can place a 1 here, I can place, and the remaining will be 0. But what if the thing is simple? If I XOR this, this x value with 25, I need to get the minimum. But how do I get minimum? So the intuition here goes like, if I XOR the XOR value, if you have same bits, then the value, the XOR value will be 0. So if you have 1 and if you have 1, then you will, if you XOR them, you will get a 0. And if you have 0 and if you have a 0, then you will get 1. Sorry, then you will get 0. But if you have different 0 and 1, then you will get 1 as the value. So you have double 1, double 0 1, right? You have double 1, double 0 1, and the number of set bits n is 2, right? The number of set bits in num2, here there are 2. So I need only 2 ones in my x value. So what if I place 1 here and 1 here? So do I get XOR value which is minimum? So let us see. The XOR value should be minimum. Now if I XOR 1 to 1, then I will get 0, and 1 to 0 will give me 1. Now here all the values will be 0. Now if I XOR 0 to 0, then I will get 0, 1 and 0, 1, and 1 and 0, 1. Here I will get 16 plus 8 plus 2. That means 26. So let me check, do I get another XOR x? So I will change x to something like, so double one, double zero one. So this is the num1 value, and x shall I place 1 and 1 here. So let me see placing 1 and 1 here. So let me see what will happen if I place at this position. No, now all these are zeros. Now if I give the XOR to this, so this is the new x value. So this is num1. 1 and 1 give me 0. 1 and 1 will give me 0. 0 and 0 same. So 0. 0 and 0 will be 0. And 1 and 0 will give me 1. So here the value of XOR with x, this x 1 and 1 has given me 1. So the intuition is, if I has a 1 from the left, that might be a most significant bit if I am correct. So from the the most significant bits. So I don't know whether it is a most or least. I'm very poor in bit manipulation. So 1 and 1. So if I got from the left, I'm coming from the left of uh, so in this bit representation. So if I get a 1, then I will place a 1 till the end value is not 0. So the thing is, if I got 1 when I iterating from the left, if I got a 1, then I'll place a 1 here. And if I get a 1, then I'll place a 1 here. So till here I have placed two ones, and the n value is also 2. So I'll stop here and place all the zeros, all the remaining elements as 0. But wait, if I has like this, if the bits, if I have given like this, then what should I do? Then I have to place 1 here, and for this 0 I have to place a 0 because I need these elements from the left. This should be 0, and from the left, sorry, from the right, if I has a 1, then the value will be minimum, right? So to get a minimum value, the left elements, so from this the left should be zeros. So and like n is equal to 2, the number of set bits in num2 is 2, then I have to place 1 here, then I will get 0. And at this 0 I have to place 0, and I will get a 0. And at this 0 I can place 0, and I can get a 0. So this is the minimum that I can achieve. So what if this is something like 1? Then if it is a 1, I have to place 0, and I will get 1, which is minimum. So that's it. If you have the bit, so if you have the bit representation in string format, so the string format, I need a string format for this num1, and I need to know the number of set bits in num2, and I can convert this string, the new string s, into the number and num, and I can return that num. That's it. That's how the intuition goes. And if you want to stop here and know the algorithm, and you can, if you have the knowledge of knowing the algorithm by yourself, drawing out the code, then skip this video here itself. So I'll explain you the all. The first thing is, I have to know the string. I have to know the string. So for that, I need string num1 num1 into string1, and n is number of set bits in num2. Then I'll initialize s string s as empty, and for every bit in string1, so for every bit in string1, if it is 1 and n is greater than 0, then s should be concatenated with 1, and we need to decrement n value, else we need to concatenate 0. And now I have to convert this string. So for I is equal to 31 and I is greater than or equal to 0 and n is greater than 0, minus sorry I minus. Now if s of I is equal to 0, then s of I should be changed to 1 and decrement n. So if you have left with uh, any bits which are not still not sorry still are 0, then s of I should be 1. If s of 1 sorry s of I is 0, I is equal to 31 and I is greater than or equal to 0, n is greater than 0, I minus. That means if there are values n, which so if it is not become 0 from this string, then I have to iterate from 31 to 0 till n is greater than 0, and if s of I is 0, then I have to make it to 1. Now after that we'll return the number of bits. So s should be uh, converted to num. So we will use the built-in functions for some of these things, like converting this and counting the number of set bits, and also here we will be using to return s to num. So I'll write the code here now, starting with num1 into string. So string str1 is equal to bit set 32 num1 dot to string. So we'll be changing this into a string of 32 bit set. Now after that we need to count n is set bits in num2. So here n is equal to built in pop count num2. Then I need to initialize string s, which is empty, for every character. So for every bit in str1, if bit is equal to 1 and n is greater than 0, then s dot push back 1 and n minus minus, else s dot push back 0 sorry push back 0, and for int I is equal to 31, I is greater than or equal to 0 and n is greater than 0, I minus minus. If s of I is equal to 0, then s of I is equal to 1 and n minus minus. Then we need to use built-in function, the same bit set 32 of s dot to ulog. That means it is used to convert the string into a number. So I have run the code. Let me submit this. So here, if you like this video, share to your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.